to Light TV main news. This is our quote of the day. God's grace is new every morning. It meets you where you are and lifts you to where you need to be. The headlines. Old banknotes no longer legal tender. Bank of Zambia confirms. Student leaders pressured to resign following Unza tragedy. Chipolo Polo promise improvements after international friendly setback. With the news in detail, my name is Jacqueline Mankanda. Cabinet has approved the zero rating of value-added tax on petrol and diesel imports alongside the suspension of excise duty on fuel for a period of 3 months starting tomorrow. Government has also declared the current unstable fuel supply situation in the country an emergency, citing pressure from rising global crude oil prices. Chief Government Spokesperson Cornelius Mwetwa says President Hakainde Hichilema convened a special cabinet meeting at State House where measures aimed at stabilizing the economy were approved. Mr. Mwetwa says the decision is a short-term intervention intended to cushion households, businesses, and key productive sectors from escalating fuel costs worsened by ongoing global supply disruptions linked to the conflict in the Middle East. He adds that without these measures, fuel pump prices for April 2026 would have increased significantly. The tax relief measures take effect at midnight tonight, and government is urging the public to remain calm as it continues monitoring the situation. The Bank of Zambia has declared all old banknotes no longer legal tender, effective today, April 1st, 2026, bringing an end to their circulation. This follows a one-year grace period that began in March 2025 when Zambia introduced new currency notes, including the 10 kwacha, 20 kwacha, 50 kwacha, 100 kwacha, 200 kwacha, and 500 kwacha denominations. Bank of Zambia Governor Denny Kalyalia says the transition period has officially closed and the old currency will no longer be exchanged at commercial banks or other financial institutions. He says citizens were previously allowed to exchange old notes for new ones free of charge during the transition period. The central bank has thanked the public and the financial sector for their cooperation during the currency changeover process. NatSave Bank has officially reopened its branch after a devastating fire destroyed its previous premises. The bank has now resumed operations from a new location, ensuring continued service delivery to customers in the district. Minister of Finance Dr. Stumbeko Msokotwani has praised NatSave for its swift response in securing alternative premises, describing it as a clear demonstration of resilience and commitment to customer service. Dr. Msokotwani further highlighted the bank's strong financial performance, noting significant progress and growing profitability in recent years. He has since encouraged members of the public to take advantage of NatSave services, expressing confidence in its continued growth and contribution to Zambia's financial sector. The reopening marks a key milestone in the restoration of normal banking operations following the fire incidents.
Right now, the provinces that are pulling Zambia, the provinces that are supporting Zambia to a very large extent are few. Of course, mostly Lusaka, Copperbelt, and Northwestern Province, and also a few others. But these three are the major provinces that are holding the economy of Zambia. The president has said in the next term, we want to change this so that provinces such as ours here in the Western Province can also improve on the productivity so that we can earn more money here in the Western Province. In this regard, I want to let you know that sometime in the middle of this year, government is putting a contractor on the road from Tapo to Kalabo to Skongo, all the way up to the Angolan border at the village of Stulu.
The latest cholera update from the Zambia National Public Health Institute, ZNPHI, shows that the country has recorded 13 new cholera cases, a slight drop from 14 reported yesterday. The cumulative cases now stand at 1,386, with 21 total deaths and a case fatality rate of 1.5%. Currently, 15 patients are admitted in health facilities, while 1,346 people have recovered and been discharged. No new deaths have been recorded in recent reporting. By district, Lusaka leads with 10 new cases, followed by Mpulungu with 2 and Chibombo with 1. Current admissions are Lusaka 15, Mpulungu 2 and Chibombo 2. Meanwhile, 376,573 people have been vaccinated as part of ongoing prevention efforts. ZNPHI says surveillance and response activities continue nationwide as authorities work to contain further spread. Members of the public are urged to maintain strict hygiene practices and report suspected cases early. Government has declared an emergency at Solwezi General Hospital following the discovery of a severely damaged hospital structure. Minister of Health, Dr. Alex Katakwe, who toured the facility, described the building as a disaster that poses a risk to both patients and medical staff. The closure of the structure has since led to congestion in other wards, raising concerns over the quality of healthcare service delivery. Dr. Katakwe says government will urgently move to demolish the unsafe building and mobilize resources for the construction of a new one. He has further directed that a contractor be quickly identified, with efforts to minimize delays caused by lengthy procedures. The minister emphasized that the response aligns with President Hakainde Hichilema's directive to prioritize results and improve the country's health sector. Government has also assured the public that it will work with the Ministry of Finance to secure funding and expedite the construction process.
This building is a disaster and it requires urgent attention, and because of its closure, it has contributed to the congestion of the other wards. So definitely, as Minister of Health, we are going to look at this as an urgent matter that requires quick response, so that this whole thing of building can be raised down, and then resource mobilization in order to put up another building. That is the priority of the President, to make sure that health is enhanced. So be able to respond to that in the shortest possible time. But as a province, just begin to identify the contractor so that we work within time. Identify the contractor. Where possible, you shorten the bureaucracies, because this is an urgent matter. The President is talking about the end result, people seeing the outcome, not concerned about the processes. If we know that the processes are too long, they will not give us the intended result. We have to shorten the processes. So as a province, work on that, identify the contractor, and then we have to put in resources, because this is an emergency. It's an emergency. We will involve our counterpart, the Minister of Finance, even within the Ministry of Health itself, be able to mobilize some resources to urgently put back an infrastructure that will be able to decongest the hospital.
Zimba Town Council Director of Health Services, Dr. Milimo Kawaya, says the construction of a maternity annex under the Constituency Development Fund alongside a mother's shelter by non-governmental organization Encore Africa in Mapatizia marks a major milestone in improving maternal health care. Dr. Kawaya says the development represents a significant transformation in healthcare delivery for Mapatizia and surrounding areas. He explained that the new facility will allow expectant mothers to stay closer to the health center, ensuring safer deliveries and improved access to maternal services. Dr. Kawaya further noted that the facility will serve at least 10 rural health centers, strengthening healthcare delivery across the district. He added that the maternity annex includes an antenatal clinic and labor ward, which will reduce cases of unsafe home deliveries. Meanwhile, government through the CDF has constructed the mother's shelter, while Encore Africa is undertaking rehabilitation works at Mapatizia Clinic.
As we can see on site, there is a maternity annex that is being constructed, and a mother's shelter that is also being constructed with support with the Encore Africa. So we tend to have a lot of home deliveries. Why? If you see, Mapatiza is very diverse, and most of the zones that we are catering for are 10 under Mapatiza facility, and the furthest is about 60 kilometers from the facility. So you find most of the mothers, they can't come and camp at the facility in waiting for them to go into labor. As a result, they'll be at home. And when labor starts, because of the long distances, they'll take time to come in. Sometimes they'll deliver on the way. Sometimes they'll deliver at their homes, which becomes dangerous. However, with the coming of the maternity annex as well as the mother's shelter, it will address these challenges that we are facing. So most of our mothers, they will be sheltered at our facility, so that when labor starts, they are actually at the facility, so that to cut down the transport challenges that they face as they go through the other facilities. The maternity annex, which is coming up, which we support government effort, I think through CDF, that they've managed to construct for us a maternity annex, it's actually going to help us improve the services that we are giving to our mothers during delivery, because it's a full package actually. It has the postnatal care, antenatal care, as well as the labor. So we will be able to monitor our mothers throughout the perinatal period when they are supposed to do the deliveries. And I believe once these facilities are open, which is the mother's shelter as well as the maternity annex, most of these challenges will be addressed in terms of home deliveries. And we expect that even the number of deliveries that we are having as Mapatiza facility will increase, because we'll have a high number of people coming through to wait until labor starts and also to deliver from our facility.
Government has commended the school health program at Mushtala School, describing it as a strong model for promoting learner well-being. Speaking during a visit, Health Minister Dr. Alex Katakwe praised the school's teamwork and coordination, but stressed the need to strengthen response systems to illnesses such as diarrhea. He encouraged learners and staff to remain role models and continue working together to sustain the program. Dr. Katakwe also assured the government will support the initiative through funding and collaboration with the Ministry of Education to ensure its long-term success.
Let's not do it but as unto the Lord, the God who created the very life that we're trying to save. So as a Minister of Health, working with the Minister of Education, ours is to work together and make sure that we support and make sure this program is a success. I like it when you said we need to sustain it, because at one point, the funders, the cooperating partners may pull out. At that time, are we able to sustain the program? And this is why the government comes in now in terms of resource mobilization, in terms of budgeting for this aspect, so that in future it is sustained.
A second-year student at the University of Zambia has died after a suspected accidental fall into a water-filled pit on campus. The deceased, identified as 18-year-old Emmanuel Walia, reportedly fell into the pit around 21 hours on March 31st, 2026. According to the Zambia Police Service, preliminary investigations indicate he may have accidentally slipped and drowned. His body was later retrieved by personnel from the Zambia National Service and rushed to Levi Mwanawasa University Teaching Hospital, where he was pronounced dead upon arrival. Police say investigations have been launched to establish the exact circumstances surrounding the tragic event. Meanwhile, tensions have risen on campus as student leaders at the university have been urged to resign by a group of mother body organizations following concerns over safety and sanitation conditions. We take our first set of commercials. We'll be right back after that with more news.
Christ Life is more than a school. It's a nurturing community. Our qualified teachers use innovative methods that keep the minds and hearts of our students engaged. Our cafeteria isn't just a place to eat. It's a hub of nourishment and community. Our sports activities are always filled with fun and creativity that promote teamwork and confidence in every child. With access to the latest educational software, learners are prepared for the digital age with confidence and creativity, empowering students with skills in and out of the classroom. Swimming is a life skill that is cardinal for survival. Our ballet programs teaches more than just dance. It installs grace, discipline, and expression. The heart of knowledge builds in our school library with a wide collection of fiction, non-fiction, reference material, and digital resources. Our school offers exciting and safe playground facilities for both ECE and primary students. Safety is our top priority, and our drivers are carefully selected for their professionalism and commitment to the well-being of our students. At Christ Life School, we believe education is not just about passing exams. It's about preparation. So, if you are looking for a school that feels like home, where your child will be known, loved, and challenged to reach their highest potential, then Christ Life School is the place.
Copperbelt Province Minister Elisha Matambo says opposition attacks on individuals joining the ruling party are cheap propaganda aimed at discouraging political participation. Speaking during a press briefing in Ndola, Mr. Matambo cited recent defections including Kitwe Mayor Mwaya Mpasa and Emmanuel Kasambo, saying those criticizing the moves are chasing the wind. He urged citizens to continue supporting President Hakainde Hichilema, praising what he described as progress achieved over the past 4 years. Mr. Matambo also appealed for tolerance, saying no one should be made uncomfortable for joining any political party. Meanwhile, he called on security wings to remain alert and act against fake news and criminal gangs, including delinquent juveniles, to maintain peace and safety on the Copperbelt.
First of all, I want to speak as the provincial chairman for UPND for Copperbelt Province, and I will also speak as a minister, a servant of the people, the great people of this province. To start with, I want to salute the people of Copperbelt for the support which they have given President Hakainde Hichilema the past 4 years plus. I salute the great people of this province for the support which they have also given to my office the past 4 years plus. The Copperbelt people are great people in this province. I'm sure you know that this province is all about the mining sector. The mining sector was completely dead. Mupane have been saying, Mupane was like it was in the intensive care unit. I've been saying KCM, it was like it was in the mortuary. I've been saying mines like the 28 shafts. It was like it was at the graveyard because it was close to 3 years ago. In short, the entire mining sector was dead. Every other sector you want to look at, they were all gone, upside down in our province. In short, the economy, the infrastructure of our province was upside down before the people of Copper Belt entrusted the running of the affairs of this country in President Hakainde Hichilema.
Tonse Alliance National Chairman for Elections and Campaigns, Jaffen Mwakalombe, has announced an extension of the application period for aspiring councillor candidates under the alliance. Speaking to the media, Mr. Mwakalombe said the decision has been made due to the overwhelming number of applications received since the process was opened. He explained that the Secretariat has been flooded with applications from aspiring candidates, reflecting growing public confidence in the alliance. He also cited challenges related to certification and qualification requirements, which have contributed to the need for additional time. As a result, the application period has been extended from 30th March to 14th April. He further announced that the adoption process will take place from 14th to 20th April at ward and constituency level, aimed at ensuring that candidates selected reflect the will of the people. He emphasized that all payments for councillor applications must be made through ward or constituency chairpersons, while applicants for mayoral and parliamentary positions must apply through provincial chairpersons. Mwakalombe has since directed all provincial structures across the 10 provinces to ensure a smooth and transparent process.
Today, like yesterday I mentioned, that the Tonse Alliance has become a very favorable political alliance in this country. And because of that, we have seen a lot of people coming on board to apply as councillors. And because of this demand, we are overwhelmed, and the office of the Secretary General is overwhelmed with the application that are coming with that process being opened. Therefore, because of that, we have decided that the application be extended. And among one of the challenges that we have had is a challenge to do with certification at Zambia Qualification Authority, which has pushed us to ensure that we go with this extension as well. We have decided that we extend from today, 1st March, to 1st April to 14th April. And during this time, we have also going to allow the process of adoption to be undertaken at a ward level, constituency level, so that we can adopt candidates that are acceptable by the people. So this process will take place from 14th of April to 20th of April.
Caritas Chipata has backed President Hakainde Hichilema's call for results, urging stronger accountability among local authorities. Caritas Chipata Director John Matziko Zulu says councils that have procured earth-moving equipment but continue to have poor road conditions should be prosecuted for misapplication of public funds. Mr. Zulu noted that several councils in Eastern Province have purchased graders, but the equipment remains unused, with some lying idle and deteriorating. He says while official records indicate progress in equipment procurement, the situation on the ground tells a different story. Mr. Zulu has since called on political parties not to adopt candidates from councils that have failed to effectively utilize public resources.
Our advice, to fund managers or to public fund managers is that let them take seriously to what the president said yesterday, that people want results and not promises and not systems and not what. People need results. In Eastern Province, we can talk about results in terms of CDF. And you say, what is shocking me, when I've moved from Ruangwa Bridge up to Jama, going into all 58 chiefdoms, what has shocked me is that there are more posters of CDF other than the projects themselves. What is that? What is that? For example, just go to Katete. Just pass through Katete roundabout. Each electric pole has got a sign of CDF, 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 CDF. Go and ask CDF projects. Where are they? One toilet made out of CDF, 1,000 the posters. Numbers can lie, ladies and gentlemen. Numbers can lie. Okay? How we wish that one poster is for one project. But what is on the ground is not like that. So numbers can lie. In fact, we are of the view that those councils that procured the moving machines, whatever you call them, the graders or what, and they have not used them, those should be prosecuted. That is the mismanagement or misappropriation of public resources.
Chibombo District Commissioner Lloyd Kayeka has commended the Agriculture Knowledge and Training Center, AKTC, for its farming training program, describing it as a key initiative that will benefit farmers across the country, especially in Central Province. Speaking during a field day at Kembe Farm Institute, Kayeka said the training will equip both practicing and aspiring farmers with essential agricultural skills to improve productivity. He noted that AKTC has so far trained about 10,000 farmers, saying such programs are key in helping Zambia reach its target of 10 million metric tons of maize by 2030. Meanwhile, AKTC leader Helmut Ashworth says the center has trained about 25,000 farmers since 2014 and continues to promote modern farming practices in partnership with companies such as Bayer. And Bayer Zambia representative Felix Zimba says the company supplies animal health products and maize seed varieties, including Decalb, widely used by farmers.
We gather here at a moment when agriculture is being called upon to do more. Agriculture must withstand climate shocks, create define livelihoods, power economy, growth, and safeguard our natural resources for future generations. The technologies we will observe today contribute directly to this important responsibility. I am honored and enormously delighted to speak to you at this important event being delivered to us by the Zambian German Agriculture Knowledge and Training Center, in short, AKTC, in partnering with the Bayer Zambia and support from Kembe Farm Training Institute. Generously supported by the government of the Federal Republic Germany, in short BMLEH, and its counterpart, Zambian Ministry of Agriculture, in short FOA.
We now take another break. On the other side, join me for sports and international news.
There's only one place where worship takes center stage. Worship Holy is an exciting show that opens up the sky as the Holy Spirit takes charge through the Word of God. There is only one place where worship takes center stage. Worship Holy is an exciting show that opens up the skies as the Holy Spirit takes charge through the Word of God. It's time to dwell in the presence of the Lord on this heart-melting show. Worship Holy, exclusive to Light TV. Channel 121 on Topstar.
The Chipolo Polo suffered a 5-0 defeat to world champions Argentina national football team in an international friendly played at the iconic La Bombonera in Buenos Aires. Head coach George Luandamina says conceding an early goal disrupted Zambia's game plan, making it difficult for the team to settle into the match against a highly tactical opponent. Despite the heavy scoreline, Luandamina noted that Zambia had moments of improved play, creating some attacking threats, but blamed individual errors and poor organization for the goals conceded. Captain Fashion Sakala echoed the coach's sentiments, saying the early goal affected the team's structure and overall approach. Meanwhile, debutants Chanka Zimba and Tinkla Sinkala described the experience as valuable, saying the match provided important lessons in handling pressure at the highest level of international football. The team says it will now focus on correcting mistakes ahead of future assignments.
Not what we anticipated. So many lessons out of this game, like conceding in 1 minute, first 3 minutes, again conceding in the last 3 minutes of first half, again in the second half, conceding in the 10 minutes. 3 minutes, which unsettled us. Anyway, we played a highly tactical team.
I was really excited. It's a big moment for me. The result wasn't great, but it was good to be on the pitch and try to make a difference in the game. It wasn't meant to be today, but I'll take a lot of learning out of the game. Not me personally. I don't think the team either. We're focused on football at the end of the day, so we were excited to play. It was a good atmosphere. The fans were great, but we're overall just unhappy with the result.
The Democratic Republic of Congo has declared a national public holiday following a historic football achievement that has ended a 52-year wait for a FIFA World Cup appearance. The DR Congo national soccer team secured qualification after a dramatic 1-0 extra-time victory over Jamaica in a playoff, with Axel Tuanzebe scoring the decisive goal in the 100th minute. The Ministry of Labour and Employment announced the holiday, saying the nation should celebrate in unity, national pride and joy, following what is described as a historic achievement. This marks DR Congo's first World Cup qualification since 1974, when the country competed under the name Zaire. Celebrations erupted in the capital Kinshasa, with thousands of fans taking to the streets to mark the milestone, despite ongoing national challenges, including conflict in parts of the east of the country. Zambia evening weather forecast. The Zambia Meteorological Department says a moderate moist airflow from the southeast is influencing most parts of the country, bringing partly cloudy, windy at times, and warm conditions. Northern areas remain under a moist northeasterly flow, resulting in mainly cloudy skies with isolated rainfall. For tonight, Luapula, northern, Muchinga, eastern, and southern provinces will be mainly cloudy, slightly windy, and mild, with isolated rain and occasional thunder. Western, northwestern, Copperbelt, Central, and Lusaka provinces will be partly cloudy, windy at times, and mild, with a chance of rain. Tomorrow, Thursday, most parts of the country will see mainly cloudy and mild conditions in the morning, becoming warm with isolated rain and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Temperatures will range between 11 degrees Celsius and 31 degrees Celsius in many areas. Western Province will be warmer with afternoon highs reaching up to 33 degrees Celsius, with isolated showers expected. Looking ahead to Friday, mainly cloudy conditions with isolated rain and thunderstorms are expected, especially over northern parts of Zambia. That note brings us to the end of the main news, but before we go, a recap of the headlines. Old banknotes no longer legal tender, Bank of Zambia confirms. Student leaders pressured to resign following Unza tragedy. Chipolopolo promise improvements after international friendly setback. Thank you for tuning in. Stay inspired.